What are you doing? What are you doing? You see this?
Is this what you're wanting? You want the bag of dog? We gonna do bag of dog? Get that baby dog. Come on there, baby dog. All right.
I got her running around and stuff. Welcome to Broken Arrow Cemetery, guys. Jay, tell us a little bit about the history of that.
Well, this is a neat little history here. I don't have all the specifics on the dates, but somewhere around settler times in this area, there was a young Indian brave that was coming through. This town had another name at that point. It wasn't called Coal City by that point. But he came through, he shot a deer. He missed the deer. It went through, and he went to get his arrow back, and he said in his own tongue something like the Kithla or whatever. You can put the word actually on there. I'm terrible at pronouncing some of those. But essentially it meant broken arrow in his language. And that's why they called this Broken Arrow Creek. And this was Broken Arrow, Coal City, Wattsville. I mean, it had just a bunch of different names for a while, but I think we've settled on Coal City for this area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in a little area called Ragland.
Right. And Coal City, and that goes back to the history of what we were talking about, coal mining in this area. And a lot of the miners being buried here too. So we're sitting right on top of history again.
Right.
Right?
Well, when you think of Alabama, you really don't think about the coal mining.
Mm-mm.
You know, everybody wants to think agriculture because of, some of the state's history. But we do have vast resources as far as coal and iron and metals, in the ground.
Right. Let's go around this way. I'm going to walk up here toward the top where I see the older graves up here. So I see that up there with the cage around it. I'm thinking that's probably going to be our older section up here. See them?
I think so too.
And that's why I'm headed that way. Here we go, though. I don't know what CFCH is. Mitchell Private U.S. Army. I don't know what that is. It's probably short for something. Here's another one, and we talked about this. Who was one of the founding families of this area?
Vandergrift, yeah.
Right. And I never heard that name before I came to this area. Never. Never.
No, I have not heard that one either.
Let's see. I keep hearing a voice, and I don't know where that's coming from. All right. Fred and Ruby Nix. 1992 to 2004. I see a picture on that one. See it?
Yeah.
Bobby Joe Nix. See if I can get on that. Yeah. Yeah, this place is really old. The Goodwins, I see that name a lot.
Yes.
That one back there is Reverend Goodwin and Mary. Let me go get on that. There we go. 1872 and 1872. Yeah, I would definitely back here. Eula, daughter of, what does that say?
Daughter of TJ and NC. Is that Glymer?
That's what I'm saying.
Is that GLY or is it GEY? Gamer?
I think 1883 to 1911. Okay, let's see.
You probably see it better whenever the picture develops.
Yeah. Let's see. It says GL AIMER. 1842 to 2008. That's how you say it, okay?
Okay.
Oh, check my mic here. I just moved it around with my glasses when I'm thinking about it. Good?
I don't know. Yours is backwards. It's on still.
Here, put me back on.
I can do that.
All right, let's go back here. I see something sticking out of the ground. Let's see. James Tollison, Jim. He died in 1928, so he's going to be born in
Yeah,
1800.
here, look behind you though. How these go down on this like terrace.
Yeah, I was
That's
walking that
pretty.
way. I was looking. I saw something sticking out of the ground right there. That looks like a block, though. I don't know what that is. Yeah, the terrace how it comes back here.
Yeah.
Does that one have one on the other side?
Yes, its markings are on the other side. It is our mother, Ms. Lula Harris,
Here.
July 4th, 1863 to September of 1931.
Older ones. That's what that says. Sister Minnie H. Kate. Brother Willie Harris. So these are the Harris family. And here's our veteran, Cecil Harris. Private first class, Army Air Forces, and he died in 1976. So yeah, I'm gonna go back over here. Cecil was also the name of my grandfather. I love that name. I'm headed back over here toward the old station. I'm gonna get inside these gates, and then I'll head back this way.
Okay.
But I want to see these older ones. I want to get in the sun for a second. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a little cool. Yeah.
Hey, look, that's wood. Walter Rouse Stone. That looks like a canteen.
You know what that
US
really? You
Air
know what that
Force.
looks like to me?
What?
On the top of a staircase banister, I can't remember what they're actually called, but on top of a stair post,
Yeah.
the design that's on top and it's broke off. You can see where it's broke,
Yeah.
and it's just upside down.
Let's see. Rita Stone, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, 1914 to 1929. I'm going to come back and get these. I'm just headed toward these. See all those iron gates and stuff over there? We're going through these gates, guys. I love iron gates. We're going to get all of this back when we come out this way. Okay?
Okay.
Let's see. First one. It's a baby's grave. But I don't, is there a name on the front of that?
Let me see. There is. It is Willie's son, David and Agnes Woodsnam.
Woodsman. Okay. Let me get this. Look at this right here in the sunlight. That says Molly Layton in. You see that?
Yeah.
Tack Layton. Bookmiller. Okay, so you see, we were talking about this because used to be back in the time. Don't you remember that we were talking about how they were given the last names of the trade that they did?
Right. Well, you know, last names like from the Bible. Everybody was known as this one, son of this, of this, of this. And to simplify that, yeah, kind of fast forwarding through a lot of crazy history, but it was easy to identify someone by a characteristic or a trade. Like if you were a leathersmith or blacksmith, that's why there's so many Smiths, because they just cut off the leather or black part and just left it at Smith. So that's why I was looking at Bookmiller, wonder how you mill a book.
Well, I think it could be something to do with like producing books. Like they were production.
It could be, but here's the interesting thing. So we have, this country's built on immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
So all the immigrants that came over
Had to pick a name.
well, no, they have the names, but a lot of times the people that were running the U.S. Customs and immigration, they were not literate. So their name would be misspelled, or they would come in with their Russian name or their German name, which was very hard to pronounce for us. So someone would be like, okay, this is your name now, and cut off half the letters and just take the first, 8 or 9 letters.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
so there was a lot of names butchered. So that's why you do see some odd names like that.
That's why I think that's one of those like that. Well, look at this. This is like the Moore plot, obviously. So let's go down in here and see.
Ooh.
Wow, look at this, guys. More. That's pretty. It says Benny. This says Benedict Franklin, son of Thomas and Sally Moore, 1895 to 1900. Okay. So that's going to be Benny, probably Benny. Sally here. Yeah, here's Sally on this side. This is her
Okay.
inscription, and that's her tombstone. So these are inscriptions for people here. Sally and Benny Moore. So these are two children that are just buried here.
Oh,
It's interesting. It looks like to me there was a church here. Because normally, guys, that's a newer church over there. I'm thinking they took the old bell tower and put it in that little thing right there. Built a new church and tore down the old one that was right here. Because there was a Broken Arrow church here, and I'll throw the picture up.
yeah, and for the geography of this place, that little place is awfully flat.
Right. I'm saying like this right here is where the church was. Look, you can still see concrete and stuff.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Let's see
part of
right
a
here.
footer.
Here's our plaque. Broken Arrow Baptist Church and Community
Well, there you go.
Cemetery,
You was correct.
St. Clair County. The church was founded in 1890 when the community was named Broken Arrow on May 13th, 1891. Mr. and Mrs. Daltrey, or Daldrell, sold the church ground to the church in 1891. The church ground became a cemetery. First grave, Little Jim Daldrell, son of Mr. and Mrs. Louis Daldrell, and grandson of Mr. and Mrs. Daldrell. This plaque was erected for the church and the cemetery. So they're probably buried over here.
Right.
So the Daldrells are the one who started this one.
And that's probably what we're going to find in some of the
Yeah, I see it right
cast
there.
iron.
See Daldrell?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So let's go look, guys. Tell you what, I'll do a story on the Daldrells, okay? Since they're notable in this area. Never heard of them.
Yeah,
So.
but see, on our way back, I was drawn to a stone down there that had like the curtain rope.
Yeah,
And this
Like
one
that?
has the curtain over it.
like a drapery. Like when
Yes,
someone
like-
mourns,
yes.
you bring the draperies down over the windows and everything.
Yes, exactly. That is high quality drapery, especially for the time. That was the really nice stuff.
So I know, like the Vandergrifts and the Daldrys, there's a lot of people that these were well-known families. That's the reason why someone said before, how can you get pictures of these families so easily? Well, because the wealthier you are, the more pictures you had done. You wanted
Right.
to show the wealth off. So it's easy to pull one of those pictures from that time period if they had cameras. G.W. Daldrell, see? 1836 to 1902. I am the resurrection and the life. That's that scripture. There's the father, and he was a Confederate veteran, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more impressed with him here. I'm definitely going to do a story now. George, he was a lieutenant? Wow.
Hmm.
He was a lieutenant of Company E, Taylor's Confederate States Army Cavalry. Wow. Nice. Rode with Jeb Stuart. Oh, wow. No way.
So yeah.
No way. He rode with Jeb Stuart, guys.
So
he was
yeah,
a
that may be an
lieutenant.
interesting one too. Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely doing a story now. I have to do a story on him because that's impressive. Sir, you're impressive. I am impressed. I tell you. I don't know if you know what year it is or what's going on, but it's 2025 and your military record is impressive.
Very much so.
I would love to have a talk with you and talk about your service. That's impressive. And the mother here, let me see, is Julia. Okay? I can't get everything on the, that's her name. Yeah, I think they were a well-to-do family. Here's another one. Or you want to walk back that way? We'll walk back that way first.
Oh no, I'm
I was
just
gonna see
outside
if-
these. I'm just outside the these
I
gates.
wonder if these I'm looking for that
Huh.
baby's grave, the first one. It's gonna be back here, probably. This might be it.
That's what I'm thinking. There's a
me
reason
see.
this is.
The stone has to be up here. Let me see if it's here.
Hand come up and grab you.
No hands coming and grabbing me.
I would so set that up.
No,
Oh, that's so funny.
I can't feel anything. You would have what?
I would so set something like that up.
That's just mean. Let's see. This is like a little one. Oof. Maggie Harris. Okay. She died 1899. Oof. Let's see right here what this is. See, there's another little plot back here, man. These things go everywhere.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Go around this. Oh, this is impressive now. See what this is. Oh,
Yeah, wow. If Mama opens that and it falls,
oh wow, love that. Look at this. Look, I gotta show people this.
I love it too. Oh my gosh, I'm watching.
Okay, look at this. Look. You ready? Now watch. You squeeze this like this. Look at that. You see how that works? It's rusted, but you see that?
You and me will run.
I'm impressed. I don't
Mama
care.
tears it up, we're gonna run.
Something to say?
Not a word. We
She
just
looked
stand
right
here.
at me what same time you did. It's on camera. I want to get that. Oh,
Careful.
Mother Ann Davies. Oh wow. Here we go again. GARMARTHEN. Born in the city of Wells in 1819.
I may be stumped on that one. Let me.
See, and here, they were born in England, the Davies and Harris, 1846 to 1911. You see that last name?
I mean, I'm guessing the pronunciation should be Garmarthen, but
Let's see. Harris.
Huh.
Where there are Wells. Born in Wells, 1946. Wow, guys. This is an old one too. Look. See, this is an old one.
do you know?
Moore. Born in something, Georgia. And this says Emery's Harris 1880 to 1920. Let me come out of there. Play with the gate for a minute. Yeah.
Huh.
What were you saying?
Oh no, I was just looking. I love this old wrought iron here, and the way they have these tapered down and
Set in plateaus. Watch that rock behind you going to
Yeah.
trip. Look, that's a grave right there. See that? That's the footer and that's the head. See? It's like a baby's grave. Let's go back here and see what this is. From Willingham. It looks like there was a picture there once. I could probably pull
Yeah.
that. 41 to 43. Looks like they had a path going down through there.
Yeah.
Sarah
Well,
Chapman, 1846 to 1914.
that's probably just how they cut the grass or whatever, so it doesn't, come up too much on this.
Oh, Evelyn Layton, 1910 to 1973.
That's one nice thing when a church manages a graveyard. They're so obligated to make sure it stays kept up.
Homer Cecil Layton, 1946, Private U.S. Army. Let's see. Milton McSwain, military veteran, 6th Infantry, Alabama. He died in 1937. So here's the McSwain. These are
But
all
yeah, see, and that all
McSwains.
comes into the Irish and Scottish heritage in the state.
Yes, the McSwains. Go here and do this. Here you go.
And you know what's neat? If you actually
Thomason.
but look at the history that's taught in schools today. Most schools, it seems that Alabama's entire history is nothing but just the English.
Yeah.
Coming and settling in, and
these are Thomasons. Thomasons. That's what they're saying. Let's see. Forsyth Martha, 1868. You see that?
Yes.
I'm thinking that she's military. Oh, here a gun. See, here's Mary Jane's born in 1886. Is she still alive and getting Social Security?
I mean, I don't know. I hope Elon didn't cut her Social Security.
James Thomason, 1862 to 1940.
But I'm Mary J. Good for her.
Emma, wife of Thomason, and it's probably second wife, Lillian.
I'll give you my actual opinion on these, though. I'm wondering if, since Frank passed away first, and they purchased this stone together, and she had her information put on it, but, she lived a long time, and she just happened to meet another man. She got married, so she's buried somewhere else with her new husband.
Probably.
That's what I'm oftentimes wondering when we see the date missing.
There are, when she passed away, they buried her there because they had the plot, but she didn't have any family left to do the inscriptions.
Or well, that could be too. That could be as well.
Here's the son. Here's the grave of little Jim, the infant son. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Dog drill, 1891, the first grave in the cemetery. Little Jim. Back then, guys, the babies had it rough. And this was the resting place of the church. You can see that. And the reason I say that is this table right here. In the South, we have these tables, concrete tables. See this? They're fellowship tables. You have dinners there, lunches there, all kinds of stuff you do outside. You use that table. Let's see. Sometimes I see stuff like that. I don't even think about it because it's just normal stuff for us. Yeah. Alverson. And here's my Mason. Look at there. Bright and proud.
Yep.
1850 to.
I was about to comment that we have not found one yet, or I hadn't seen one.
Look here, look. Oh, I'm just gonna stay here and play with the gates. Reuben Alverson. Okay. Anna, wife of Claude. And Claude. They got scriptures on there. 1874. It's really put together in here.
Yeah.
Father and mother. Let me see. Their inscriptions there or back here. It's back here. It says Elza. And there you go. Elza Moore and Reuben. There you go, John Hammett. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you keep hearing that woman's voice?
What woman's voice?
John Hammett. World War II. I keep hearing a voice. I'm not joking.
Huh. I hear it too. I just can't admit to it.
You know, our last name, in my mother's family, is Chambliss.
Oh.
Not Chambliss. It has a B there. It's Chambliss.
But that goes back to the
That's
examples
what I
of
was
like whenever
saying.
when I was saying about how they would misspell names of people that came across. So
That's a good example because in my mother's side, it's Chambliss, not Chambliss. Chambliss. It has a B in there. Yeah.
Right. Regardless of what your name was, whenever you got your official U.S. citizenship papers, that's what your name is.
Yes. We got to go back here and do this one. And we got our woodsman up here. And we got another Getty right there. Moore. See, the Moores married into the Daldrys. That makes sense. Right?
Yes.
Because she was the daughter of this Daldry family over here, Elizabeth Daldry. He saw that and said, huh, I think I'll marry into that family.
Yeah.
And he did, didn't he? Look at that. I love this inscription. Lady May, daughter of J.W. and B.D. Moore, 1891. So that's to the daughter. Moore.
Oh, interesting.
What?
This I've not seen before. So that's our woodsman header. That's our woodsman's footer.
No way. Get away from the shadow here. Move over this way. There you go. That's nice. I've never seen the footer before.
I never have either. That's pretty interesting.
Let me see the front of this.
See, I was looking to see it because I thought, well, maybe it's a baby or something, but
No. William Nickens, 1881 to 1906. That's beautiful. Come here, I want to show you this.
see, that's what I was trying to make out. I see an H, but I can't tell if that's a
A W.
W, a M, or an N.
I don't know.
Oh, that's an M. No, that's an M too. I don't know.
His name was William Nickens.
What was his last name?
Nickens.
Did he have a middle initial? Like an H?
H.
That's okay. Then that's his initials.
Okay. So they carved it into the footstone. Let's see here. These are babies. John Dorset, 1886 to 1918.
Ooh, right around the First World War. May have been because of the First World War.
Yeah, a lot of them died because of that. Let's see. I love these gates. Oh, that one's rusted. Okay, guys. Campbell, Kate, Orlick Campbell, and Albert Campbell, 1860s. So they got a nice little plate.
Mhm.
Okay, that's just a block. Reverend W.W. Mitchell, 1890 to 1950. So this is going to be the Mitchells. Go right here and look at these. See that hole?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's pretty. Forrest, son of Reverend and Mrs. I'm thinking that says Posey, 1912, and it has like open gates and arms. So he was stillborn or something, but that's the Poseys. Let's see. Yeah. Mother and father. He was a Mason. See? Reverend H. Posey and Nanny. Let me ask you something again, a reverend.
I know. I've been noticing that a
I'm
lot
confused right now. I'm a little off balance with it. All right. George Davies, Alabama Infantry, World War One. So, let me see. He died in 1960 something. So he made it through the war. This is a decent sized little cemetery.
It really it is. What I like about this is the way this cemetery is shaped. And when we get down to the bottom, I'm going to shoot up. When I think of an Appalachian cemetery, this is really what I'm thinking of. This is the image that goes in my mind. The terrace hills with the flat areas, with the grave markers and all of that.
Because look, you have to build into the hills, guys. See? He's standing on a plateau, but look behind him. See that hill going straight down, then it goes down, it rolls. See, over there's another hill. See, they just went with the landscape. They worked with it, which is what you got to do in Appalachians, because the mountains rule, guys. I promise you.
But you know, it's like I said, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and for like a split hair second today, I felt like I was there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like St. Charles Cemetery.
Yes.
Like that, yes. That's the Puritan grave. This says Morgan. He was a Confederate officer, 1845 to 1934. Company 63, Alabama Regiment CSA. He was a kid when he was in there.
Yep.
Let's see. Two buried here. It looks like there might be a third one. The Boland family. 1894. I like these older cemeteries. Youngblood. Look at this. John and Ethel, 1880s. I guarantee you they're Indian.
Yes, that's what I would think.
Vivian Youngblood Connor. So some Native Americans, this is another thing we were talking about, guys. Everybody acts like we were always enemies. And believe it or not, there were a lot of them that stayed and intermingled in with the white man, the white settlers. And they had kids and families. And look at this. Why didn't the Youngbloods go west?
Here's actually my true opinion on all of this right here. Had Andrew Jackson and the Democrats left it alone and not removed the Indians from the territory, the native people and the settlers would have merged into their own society. So it wouldn't be like you're integrating them into your society. It would have just blended naturally over time. And that's what, I guess, Andrew Jackson cheated us and them of being able to just merge into a new society.
Andrew Jackson had his own self-serving agenda. He really did. He really did. Charles Lindy Youngblood, U.S. Navy. And it seems like not only did they intermarry, they were loyal to this country. You see, they're Native Americans. They're not loyal to the white man, guys. They're not loyal to the president, but they are loyal to the country.
That's right.
That's what matters. That's all that matters.
That's how you know you're American.
American. Let's see. Leroy Wilson. Always Leroy in the South, guys. Always.
Gotta have one.
Let me go see who has this big old plot down here. Let's see what's going on down here. Let's see. Newborn Margaret Elizabeth. Okay, and newborn Mary Florence and William James and Tillery. You see how they use a mark their whole plot?
That's right, yeah.
We've seen a lot of people when they mark their own plots before they even use them. We've seen a lot of that lately. I guess everybody thinks everything's unstable.
Well, you know how much I love a good fence. I mean, if we were to buy some, I'd probably fence it off.
Charlie Rayburn and Adelie McCory. Like, who's going to buy it, though? I mean, you think somebody's going to be buried there? I know it's not the strangest thing that happened. It happens.
I know.
An alum. 1860? Oh, she was older than him. Wow. Chapman. Alice and Sydney. Let's see. People have been drinking out here. It's despicable. Edwin Millam.
Well, since it's just one can, maybe we'll give that person benefit of the doubt.
No,
He
on
just
the
came
other
to-
side, there's a
oh.
lot of partying.
See, I try and give people the benefit of the doubt. I was gonna say maybe he came to have a beer with his old buddy on an anniversary of some sort.
On the other side, there's a bunch of
I hope he didn't
trash.
come and get drunk on, but
See what the other side song says on that
all
side.
right.
Edgar Jackson.
All right, so this is a Jackson plot.
Jackson.
We
What?
were just talking about Andy Jackson. Oh, it's so funny.
I'm sure that he probably didn't like that.
Probably not.
Here we go. William Joseph Hancock Sr., U.S. Army, Korea. 2000. Johnson, 2004. This is a beautiful cemetery. I really do like it. Let me get this. So they don't charge for burials, but you have to give them a donation. That's very nice.
Yeah, it is.
Bice, Molly and Marion. I'm going to throw up what the current cost of opening a grave is and what a funeral is, and then make people realize how much of a charitable donation that is. That's thousands of dollars just opening a grave.
Jennifer, I was actually
Just buying a
considering,
spot.
when we was walking around here, I was actually considering maybe this might be a nice place to buy a couple plots. I hate talking about that stuff, but it's always better to be prepared.
And it's beautiful here.
And it is.
Like on the backside over there,
Yeah.
overlooking that pasture and stuff. See, these are our newer ones. I'm going to walk up here. Those are newer ones when I stick to the, right here
Yes.
to the older ones. No, this one's nice. And they don't charge for the plots. That's not bad. You know what? This is one we can look into then. Eventually, guys, if you do this enough, you start getting ideas. And I don't care if you think it's macabre or not. I think it's called planning and security. Francis Hoyle. 2018. This is like a baby. Look at the beads. See that?
Yes.
So these are Hoyles.
See any cat's eyes in there? No. Well, they might
No
have been.
cat's eyes. Clout. I know some clouds in Iowa County. Brown. 2 years old. Jason Brown. Yeah. I don't know. There's some older ones up here. See that
Right
one?
here, I'm far enough at the bottom, so I'm just going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a view. But you see it has that nice little valley there, and it kind of creeps up there. It's a very pretty cemetery. If you're ever out this way, I recommend visiting.
Lewis Williams.
And
Look at
it
that.
is very open here, too. That's another nice thing. It's very open at this cemetery if you want to come visit it. We've been hearing some bad things about people getting attacked in cemeteries. So this one looks like it's fairly open and
Safe.
more safe.
Let's see. Whew. There's writing on it, but I'm going to try to find it by the, it's probably a Donaldson. They try to keep them
Probably.
together. James Donaldson, U.S. Army, 1973. Oh. See, that's down off into the woods there. Back into a holler right there.
I mean, I don't know how much longer it'll last, but boy, all I'm hearing out here this morning is just the birds chirping. Maybe 2 or 3 cars went by.
Oh no, it's been beautiful out here, hasn't it?
It really has been.
Let's close up this walk around
Okay.
and move on down the road.
All
I
right.
hope you
Sounds
enjoyed
good.
it, guys.
Yeah. Catch you next time.